What's happening, everybody? It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. I know this looks different. I'm having some video issues, so I decided to hit you off my audio version of my spoiler review for Warner Brothers Aquaman. Now, if you have not seen it, it will be spoilers, so you might want to come back, all right? Thank you to everybody who showed love on the few other reviews I've been doing, coming back to the YouTube channel and everything. Again, once I get the video situation taken care of, I'll be bringing that back. But I wanted to put this out for you guys, so I was going to give you guys the audio version no matter what. This way you can have it. So that's kind of being productive and proactive, right? Right. All right. So if you haven't been following me on social media, you kind of know what some of my thoughts are. It's a movie. Now, is it the best movie? No. Is it the worst movie? No. It's a movie. It's a film. James Wan does bring to life the underwater world of Atlantis, the seven seas, the various kingdoms, the various rulers, and he brings all that to life into the forefront. And Jason Momoa, being Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, does what he was continuing on with from what he was doing in BVS and Justice League. Now, I have a few issues. There are a lot of plot holes with this movie. One of the biggest issues I have is when Aquaman first meets Queen Mara, played by Amber Heard in the film, his reaction is he doesn't know who she is, he don't know what she's talking about, he's never been to Atlantis, and he don't want to do it. Well, in Justice League, that all happened, because we all remember the giant air bubble they used to talk. We also remember them being in Atlantis when they used the air bubble to talk. So how did you not know? Now, there are people going to be like, well, Jay, maybe this was a prequel to that. And I would have thought that had Mara not said, you helped to defeat Steppenwolf, which lets us know this immediately follows Justice League. Also, some of the issues I have is it's super CGI heavy. Now, I know when it comes to creating the underwater world of Atlantis, you have no choice but to be CGI heavy. I have no issue with that. There are a lot of times when they are on land and above the water where it's too CGI heavy and you're like, yo, it's cartoonish at this point. Another big issue I have, and I don't care how many other people may have felt about it, the dialogue was very, very corny and cheesy at times. I don't know if we're hitting this phase where comic book films are starting to regress back to 90s-esque type films. And I say that because we're getting that with Aquaman, and we got that with Venom earlier this year. And I know that some people just want to go and have fun, and I don't mind having fun with a film. I go in, I want to watch it, I go in with an open mindset, I want it to be good, I want to have fun, I want to enjoy it. But also, I know what we've been through, per se, when it comes to films. Like, I know what we've seen over the years. I remember the old school Spider-Man. I remember the old school Captain America's movies, you know, those horrible ones. And the evolution of those to where we are now. And even the evolution of characters. And I'm going not just Marvel, DC as well. The Batman films, various Superman films, the evolution of these characters. And you want that evolution to continue when you see these films that have this splendiferous type of budget, this immaculate budget where all of the money has been put behind it. So that was one of the things. King Orm, Patrick Wilson was amazing as King Orm. I liked his purpose. It did have a lot to do with how the earth we on the surface have been poisoning and polluting the ocean and the waters. And there are a lot of, societal and classist issues about the higher class, the hierarchies, those in the upper class, middle class, and lower class. And that even counts with Atlanteans. One of the things I bring that up because I was in a discussion on a Twitter thread with a friend of mine, John Roca, from Collider Video. And somebody brought up to Roca, why do you always have to bring up the social injustices, the impacts, or this, that, and the third in the film? Why not just lay the social sword down? First of all, allow me to say this. If you are one of those people who like to say that social justice warriors or SJWs are a bad thing, you kiss my ass. And I'll tell you why. There's nothing wrong with wanting equality and justice on a societal and social level for everyone. There's nothing wrong with fighting for it. There is nothing wrong. The ones who do not fight for it are the problem. The ones who allow things to be what they are the issue. The ones who allow things to stay and remain the same are the problem. To say that films should not touch on that and people should be able to just go watch a film to watch it, it's like, come on, man. You know, like, look, there is no good movie without a message. All great films have messages. And all movies, whether they're good or bad, they try to convey a message. It may not hit as much as home to the next person, but there is a message within the films. I don't believe that anybody should not express their opinion on the social issues that a film may bring. Whether it be something that aligns with your views or not, it is something that is in the film and it must be discussed. Let me go to another couple of issues I had. Djimon Hounsou was pumped up to be the Fisherman King, and it was going to be great in this movie. And all of a sudden, he in there for all of 5 minutes, y'all. Again, I told you before, this was going to be spoilers. 5 minutes he's in the movie. He has his confrontation with King Orm. King Orm tries to get him a joint battle. Djimon Hounsou, like, man, basically, you kissed my ass. And then he murders him. He murders him and then has his daughter say, so you coming to fight with me? The daughter is reluctant as all hell. But then on the battlefield, when the crescendo of the big final scene happens, when everyone's fighting Aquaman, she's all gung-ho for it. Like, yo, you were not gung-ho for this at all. There's another issue I have. And again, there's certain things I pick up on. I'm very analytical with all these films. All of them. So I don't want anybody to say, oh, Jay, you just doing this for Marvel, or you don't like DC. It doesn't matter. Marvel, DC, whether it's film or television, I'm going to express my thoughts and opinions. The Aquaman suit is bulky as shit on Jason Momoa. Look, we know what Jason Momoa looks like with a shirt off, but when he put the suit on and you actually looked at it, because of course we just saw it in trailers, right? We didn't really see what we were going to get, the actions of it per se in the movie. And you see it and you're like, oh, y'all just padded the hell out of this for dude. I get it, but I don't. Also, another big issue I kind of had was Black Manta. Abdul Mateen II, who was playing Black Manta in the film. I like how he becomes Black Manta, the creation, but the fact that you made him a secondary character, only to say in the post-credit scene, now it's going to be him and Dr. Shen, played by Randall Park, to help go further to get Aquaman. There was no purpose to even using him in the way you did in the movie. That was a waste, because it doesn't bring any real stakes towards a sequel of Aquaman, which potentially they may have. You could have introduced him at one point, not have him be Black Manta, then at the end of the film, get the technology that he does to become Black Manta, and then that sets up the sequel, and that shit would have went better. Speaking of him becoming Black Manta, there is a scene where Manta is working with King Orm. Orm is basically trying to, start the war to have a reason to have the other six kingdoms unite with him to go to war against the surface world. Well, Orm brings Black Manta some new advanced Atlantean technology, and it has the gun with the frog eyes and all that. And you see, these are the things that he's going to use to make the iconic Black Manta suit. And the problem I have with it is they show him making the Black Manta suit like a 90s montage, and they show it whereas if he is the hero in this situation. It's a joking moment where the laser fires and he laughs, something like that, but that shouldn't happen with a villain. We shouldn't get that with the villain of this film. I just have those issues, like there's some incontinuities. Nicole Kidman never ages, so that's one thing. Tamira Morrison is great as his role as Tom Curry. What else is there in the film that I saw that I really was like, I just didn't understand most of it. The story of him challenging his brother and, I always wanted to be my brother, turns out you're a dick. They fight, and then you see the scene that we saw with everybody in the stadium. It's a gladiator type brawl, where Orm is fighting Arthur, and the whole thing is he's shaming Arthur the whole time because Arthur's a half-breed and he's never been there. Supposedly. It's just so much that just didn't make sense for me personally. Now, I know everybody isn't going to have this opinion. I know everybody isn't going to feel the same way. But this is me personally. I don't get it. I know now that the DCEU, as we knew it, is supposedly disbanded, and this is now a new generation, a new foray into DC films, whereas they can connect eventually, but as a whole, they are individuals. And so, I guess, but you can't say that and have this be like it's a new thing, but then make sure it connects back and then goes back to a new thing. You do too much. You do too much. You're trying to... I understand James Wan has a vision for his own film. Fine with that. But one of the executive producers is still Zack Snyder, which still ties into this. So, this continuity that it's not supposed to have, yet it has, that becomes convoluted and becomes confusing as hell. I do think that this Aquaman has the potential to go further. You know, there were a lot of odes and nods to a lot of the comic book stuff and all of the historical. They had him riding on a seahorse, surfing the seas at one point. Things you used to see. So, and it was great to see that. It was great to see shark. First of all, by the way, they made a shark roar underwater. I want to just stop for a second and say that again. They made a shark roar underwater. How fucking dumb is that? Sharks don't roar, and let alone we should not be able to hear it underwater. But as a whole, like I said, it's a movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's a movie. It is cheesy fun if you want just cheesy fun. But if you're looking for something that's in the continuance of what you've been seeing, then that's where I believe you will have the issue, all right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, click on the notification bell, man. Share this video, audio thing. Let people know, yeah, I dropped one. I had video technical issues, but you got the audio version of it. You can listen to it now in your car with no problem. You ain't got to look at my face. You can just hear my voice. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. It's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Join the Supervillain Squad on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. I am going to put up some reviews outside of what I normally do. I am going to talk about the new Netflix movie that everybody hyped up, Bird Box. And I'm going to give my unedited, unadulterated, full-on perspective about this movie. And you don't want to miss it. Join the squad, man. It's only $5 at the most. You're going to come. I'm getting you a whole lot. Also, if you didn't catch up on the DC TV's annual Arrowverse crossover Elseworlds, my thoughts are up there as well, all right? I will holler at you guys later. Take care. I'm out of here. Peace.